We start by heading to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
Hi, this is Fred, all lifetime Cleveland fan. I'm just amazed that the Cowboys just traded for Joe Milton for a seventh round pick. I mean, why doesn't our GMs look into deals like that? Joe Milton for a seventh round pick is worth the gamble, but then you'll go get somebody like Kenny Pickett. I just don't understand our brass's reasoning, but hey, still go Browns.
All right. Well, actually, it was Joe Milton and a seventh-round pick for a fifth-round pick. Milton's 25. Kenny Pickett is 26. And Kenny Pickett is what the Browns got for DTR and a fifth-round pick. So it's similar compensation, I suppose you could say. And the difference in production is pretty noticeable. So Kenny Pickett, 30 games. Joe Milton played one against second and third stringers, the Bills, when they were sitting everybody. And again, I'm not a huge Kenny Pickett fan. Don't mistake me for saying that. But Kenny Pickett, relative to Joe Milton, if you were telling me you liked Joe Milton, you wanted him instead of drafting a quarterback, I get that. Let's welcome in Lance Reisland from the Plain Dealer at cleveland.com. The other thing, you can say a lot of things about Andrew Berry. He's done pretty well trading fifth-round picks. It was a fifth and a sixth for Jerry Jeudy, a fifth for Amari Cooper. It was a lower-round pick for Zadarius Smith the first time around. So he hadn't drafted great, but he's made some pretty good trades.
Well, yeah, the salary cap, which I don't know a lot about, in the late round have been fantastic for him. Now, Joe Milton, to me, when Joe Milton came out, obviously he was at Michigan and then he was at Tennessee. He has a lot of physical tools, and there's coaches out there that say, I can work with those physical tools. But there's some recognition issues that I had with him. There's some accuracy issues I had with Joe Milton, but he has all the physical tools. He can throw it a mile. He can do a bunch of really good things. But what a guy like Pickett does, and I think Browns fans need to understand that when they're looking at a quarterback, a guy who's elite can struggle with Kevin Stefanski for some reason, but guys who don't maybe have as high a ceiling, they do very well. And I think that's what Kevin Stefanski, within structure, Kenny Pickett's been very good. Now, can he be an all-star? I don't think so, and maybe I'm wrong. But when you get in the right system and you have the right pieces around you, that's what I think, whether you like it or not, that's how they're thinking. And they have a plan. But yeah, the experience, Kenny Pickett's won multiple games, double-digit games in the NFL in meaningful games against really good defenses. He's had his issues, turnover issues, things like that, but he has won games and didn't give up too much for him. So I'm in agreement. Joe Milton has physical tools. There's no question. But Kenny Pickett's proven he can do it. So I like what they did there, and I like that they didn't go out and get Joe Milton.
Yeah, Kenny Pickett is the guy that you have to start because whomever you draft in the second round, third round, even at number 2, you want the guy that you draft at quarterback to be 100% ready. And Kenny Pickett's a guy who's done it in the NFL. He's 15-10 in the NFL. And again, don't mistake this. I am not a Kenny Pickett. I'm not going, let's get Kenny Pickett out there. But if you have to play him, you can win with Kenny Pickett.
Well, and they need Dan Labby brought this up yesterday, and I thought it was a really good point. They need guys in that quarterback room who have experience. So whether Kenny Pickett's the starter, whether they brought in traded for Kirk Cousins, and Kenny Pickett is now the third guy or the guy holding it down for whoever they draft, they need a guy who has experience who can explain what's going on to young quarterbacks, who can explain what's going on to whoever is in the game and be another set of eyes. And they just need a revamped quarterback room where everybody's on the same page. But Kenny Pickett's a guy who has a ton of experience. If he is the starter, Kevin Stefanski's system will allow him to reach his floor, right? He'll be able to get to as good as he can get. Kevin Stefanski's proven that with guys, Joe Flacco, Jameis Winston, when he's not turning the ball over. He threw a lot of really good things and did a lot of really good throws and did a lot of really good things. I like Kenny Pickett. I think Kenny Pickett can be successful for what the Browns are looking for him to be. And that's a transition guy to whoever they get this year, next year, whatever that may be.